Now, in this example, I'm talking about when we are yelling at our children because we are running late. If you don't have children, maybe you won't see how this immediately applies to you, but be creative and see how maybe it can be other scenarios that you have yelled at someone else or similar circumstances. So, for me, this is what it often looks like. I'm running out the door with my child and we're running late, and then I feel like he's being slow and I yell at him. Okay, so how does this deconstruct down to the 4 triggers? How am I being influenced by fear, resentment, selfishness, and or dishonesty? Okay, let's start with the first one. Fear. Where am I being fearful? Okay, if I'm running late, I'm immediately a little bit afraid that I'm going to get there late and people are going to be looking at me. I'm going to get there late and people are going to judge me. They're going to think I can never get anywhere on time. Or they're going to be looking and maybe judging my parenting style. I'm worried about how people are going to be viewing me and forming opinions. Now, how am I being influenced by resentment? In that space, I'm being really resentful towards my kid. I'm trying to get somewhere. I feel like he's dragging his feet, and here we are. Now I feel this well up of frustration, and now I'm yelling at my kid. How am I being influenced by selfishness? Well, there are a couple different ways here. One, I am totally consumed with my fear of how people are going to be looking at me and how my life is being affected and how I can't control the outcome that I'm trying to manage. I'm so consumed by that that I don't have the emotional bandwidth to control my temper, and now I'm yelling at my kid. Another way that I'm being influenced by selfishness is that I'm so consumed with my fear and I'm worrying about all the ways that this is going to affect me that I'm not taking the time to breathe through this and consider how me yelling is going to influence my son. So it becomes the byproduct of me being so fearful over here instead of me taking the time to be mindful of, oh no, I'm worried how this is going to affect me, but also if I yell, this is how it will affect my son, and maybe mitigating that. How am I being influenced by dishonesty? Well, in this case, again, I am creating scenarios in which of futures that haven't happened. I don't know that people are actually going to judge me. I don't know if it's going to affect how anybody sees me at all if I get there late. So I've created futures that don't exist, and now I'm having feelings about them. Another way that I'm being dishonest is in this scenario, if I'm yelling at my son because I resent him, I'm blaming him for the fact that we're late. I'm thinking we were on our way out the door, his shoe was not where it was supposed to be, and here we are 2 minutes late out the door, and that 2 minutes is going to make the difference. Well, if I'm that determined to believe that that 2 minutes made the difference, I'm being dishonest because in reality, probably there's more that I could have done to circumvent that situation myself. Maybe I could have gotten up earlier. Maybe it was my series of decisions that put us in a place where that 2 minutes was going to make the difference. And I'm blaming him instead of taking responsibility where it belongs. So there's a lot of ways that I'm being influenced by all 4 triggers in that scenario: fear, resentment, selfishness, and dishonesty.